So one thing I was thinking about earlier today as I was trying to wrap things up at the end of my work day and had an appointment to get to pretty quickly after work, I was feeling a little bit rushed, and I really hate feeling rushed. And so I was just actively trying to both get things done, but also kind of stay in a state of peace and relaxed at the same time. And I was like, why does it feel so hard not to rush, especially when I don't really need to and when it's not really going to be helpful? And I was just thinking to myself about all of the time I've spent with kids, whether it's as a teacher or hanging out with my friends who have kids, and how kids never have to be told to move slower, or we're always telling them to hurry it up, let's get a move on, move with a purpose, etc. And it got me thinking about how being rushed is a learned behavior. And I think more naturally we move at a pace that feels comfortable to us. And I think living in a culture like ours, especially in America, I recently read a quote from, I think it was a journalist who lived in America but was from Europe, who said after 10 years here that America was the most frenetic culture in the world. And so I just think that living at a pace like we like to live at in America, again, is a learned behavior. It's something that we teach our children from a very early age. And so therefore it's very internalized. And it just gave me both perspective, but also just, I guess, grace and patience to know that despite my best intentions of not wanting to live at a rushed pace, to try and schedule things so that I don't have to rush from thing to thing, to give myself plenty of margin, to give myself plenty of breathing room so that I can be present where I'm at, etc. Just like I had to learn to move at a rushed pace, I'm also going to have to relearn how to return to a more relaxed and, I would argue, a more human pace. So if you're like me and sometimes you find yourself rushing when you don't want to be, give yourself some grace. Know that it's going to take some time, and know that it's going to be worth it in the end. Very, very, very few things are worth the extra second or two that is added when we rush. So keep that peace going. Keep that cortisol, that stress hormone down to whatever degree we all can. All right, that's it for today. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Voice Memos from a Therapist. I'm Graham McBride, a licensed professional counselor associate, and I really appreciate you taking the time to listen. Make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss our next memo when it comes out, always on Monday mornings. Just a reminder, the content in these podcasts is just my own opinions. They should not be considered therapeutic counsel or advice. And as always, I reserve the right to continue to learn and grow, as I hope that we all are. If you have further questions, feel free to find me on social media at gmc.counseling. This podcast is also available on YouTube if you're more of a video person, along with some longer form content. And finally, if you would like to learn more about what was discussed today, you can find more details in the show notes. As always, I hope you have an amazing day.